let's look ahead. Well, we're very happy because it is 1-1, which means that it goes to a decider. We always want a 3-game series to go down to the last game, and that's exactly what is happening. The game is happening in Ahmedabad, and hopefully the 120,000 people who come to the ground will see a couple of sixes, hopefully at least. One maybe.
Big ground.
Even one is enough, no?
Ahmedabad is a terrific wicket. I think it'll be, when I say terrific, better than the first two for sure. So I do think it'll be a slightly high-scoring contest.
It's a good wicket.
Sir, you can say it loudly, sir. We're all friends.
He said Lucknow is also a good wicket.
Did you say Lucknow is a good wicket?
He said,
well, I always thought it was
batting.
till I saw it today.
Yeah.
No, Ahmedabad, yeah, it can.
No, but honestly, I think Lucknow is supposed to be good, but obviously today was completely in favour of the spinners. Ahmedabad will be, I think, much more level in terms of the playing field.
So then, the question is, does India still play these many spinners? Does New Zealand still play these many spinners? If New Zealand is getting, if they even have a whiff that they're getting a pitch like this, they'll drop the 1.5 pacers also they have today and put spinners in, because can't go into game with just 7 spinners, right? You need at least 9 or 10 on a surface like that.
See, but the spinners that played today, other than Inderveer, who also batted at 8, all their spinners were above him in the batting order.
Correct.
So they can still continue playing those because you've got Duffy, you've got Ferguson, you've got Tickner.
I don't think they have any other spinners in the squad, by the way.
Correct. So they can continue playing this side.
I don't think there are any spinners in New Zealand actually.
I think they got all of them, you're right.
No, that fellow.
There's no more left.
Rachin Ravindra.
Ajaz Patel.
But Ajaz Patel इसमें लेते नहीं ना उसको.
हाँ, but still है. मतलब 2-3 स्पिनर वहाँ भी हैं अभी. There's Michael Rippon, there's Henry Shea.
Yeah, Michael Rippon is from the great new breeding ground of New Zealand cricket.
South Africa? Hong Kong?
South Africa.
South Africa? All right, just checking. Yeah, because I mean earlier
England, now it's here.
Used to be there, but now they're going in this direction. And of course,
I think they're just looking at lifestyle, country, purely saying, "Achha, New Zealand is better. Let's go there."
It's really nice. By the way, I have to tell you, we were there a couple of months ago.
It's gorgeous.
A really nice place. It's beautiful. It's a frame everywhere. But looking at the New Zealand squad, do you think they are likely to make a change, DK?
No, I don't think so. I can't see any changes simply because unless the wicket is so evident to them that they'd rather play another all-rounder, Michael Rippon. But I don't see that happening. I think they'll go in with the same 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless they think there's bounce on that track, they want an extra pacer. We've already got 2 spinners, and they play that Shipley, who's another tall guy who hits the deck. He bats a bit. He's got runs in first-class cricket. So depending on the surface, they might do that. But I think they've got enough in the seam bowling to not need to do that.
Yeah, it's a balanced 11. If you look at that, there's a balanced 11. New Zealand likes their options in T20 cricket, and it looks balanced with pace, with quick, with batting as well. Let's have a look at the India team, because India made one change today. Umran Malik was not playing. Yuzi Chahal came in because they wanted that extra spin option. They bowled Yuzi only for 2 overs, but that's another story. But you have Umran, you have Mukesh Kumar, heard so much, he's not played yet. You have Ruturaj Gaikwad is injured, so he's out. There's Prithvi Shaw and there's Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma, of course, we saw playing for Punjab in the IPL. But I think there's 2 questions here. One is, does India play the same number of spinners, or does Umran come back? So we'll start with that first.
I think if at all anything, if the wicket is anything similar to this or even slightly better, I think they can add a batter. It could definitely be a Jitesh Sharma. I feel they can add a batter by dropping a medium pacer if they feel that they're not going to bowl enough. I think that's a better way to look at it. But if the wicket is obviously going to aid pace, then definitely Umran Malik. I think you can bring Umran Malik in.
The other question, which actually is the more interesting question for me, because I think in terms of having game changers at the top of the order, and we've seen Prithvi Shaw do it enough in the IPL, at least for domestic cricket, of course, yes, but you've seen him do it in T20 cricket. In the IPL, when he gets going, he can just completely destroy the opposition, break their back in 4 to 5 overs well within the power play. Do you throw a guy like that in the mix? I mean, he's done his fair amount of time in exile, I feel.
So, if he has to come into the side, if he comes in for Ishan Kishan, then you need another keeper somewhere. So then you need to make 2 changes.
Oh, yes.
If he has to come in for Ishan Kishan, there isn't somebody else who you can say, yeah, thodi der 20 over kar le keeping.
Yeah. They don't have a Devon Conway kind of part-time keeper,
So they don't have another keeper in that side. I don't know if Rahul Tripathi is ever kept or...
I'm jogging my memory. Has Rahul Tripathi ever kept?
He's done everything. So only thing is, how do you keep him still behind the stumps? If he's keeping with
Listen, we have a guy who has a problem staying still, but he used to be still behind the stumps. Yeah, it can be done.
Well, I've heard he looks a little bit like me, but I don't think he's ever kept. That much I can tell you. He bowls a medium pace, which is funny. He runs longer than Michael Holding, but bowls slower than Richard Illingworth. So,
all I'll say is, on this surface, don't judge a batter by what he did on this surface.
Fair.
So you can't suddenly say, Ishan, nahi yaar, you made 18 or 30.
I'm not even saying who he comes in. I would just be happy to see him in the team. But of course, the problem is, who does he come in place of if he does?
If he comes in place of a spinner, and you say Hardik is your 4 overs bowler and Hooda is your 2 over bank, 2 over sort of someone you can turn to in an emergency, then if he has to come in as a batter, then you say, okay, he comes in as a batter and either Ishan or Shubman then go down to 3. Then Surya 4, Rahul 5, Tripathi 5. That's the extra batter that he was talking about. That's the only way you can do that.
Yeah, also, to be fair, I think we're looking at Ishan. Yes, he's not had a great run. To be fair, Shubman Gill also in this format has been given a decently long run. I mean, if you were to replace him with Prithvi Shaw, I don't think it'd be too unfair. I just think that, Shubman Gill has played fabulously in ODI format and to a decent extent in Test cricket as well. But this T20, he's played all of Sri Lanka, couple of matches here, 5 matches, decent. But I completely agree with what Harsha is saying. I think these wickets, if you start judging a batsman on these wickets, it's not like if Prithvi Shaw was there, he could have done something phenomenally well. Yes, he could have, but the chances were slim because of the nature of the wicket. And with the hard new ball, it's even tougher to play spin at that stage. So, it would be very unfair to a Shubman Gill if you obviously replace him with the Prithvi Shaw. And I think Prithvi Shaw at this point of time, the most important series for him is obviously the IPL. I think that's when fortunes change, because if he has a good team, good year with Delhi Capitals, I think everything will look very different from there on.
One key player for you, predictions, key player for New Zealand and for India both. So, go for it.
Surya Kumar Yadav.
Surya Kumar Yadav, excellent. You have gone with the blue chip stock, which is rising. So, well done. Player of the match.
I'd like to see big ground, good surface, good test for Kuldeep. I like to see Kuldeep bowling. Eyes for Kuldeep in Ahmedabad.
Excellent. New Zealand, key player to watch out.
Glenn Phillips.
Glenn Phillips, interesting. Hey, कोई भी बोल दो sir. कोई just throw like this dart.
New Zealand team का क्या है? You think, and you say Devon Conway.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, how do I not say Devon Conway? But if you're playing that on a 160, 170 surface, then he's the one player who stands out for sure ability in that team. But Finn Allen has had just one good innings in recent times. So I think if New Zealand have to win, Conway has to make a contribution. That's why I was going Conway.